It's February 17th, 2024, and received the new terms of credit from Home Depot credit card. 29.99 annual percentage rate. That's something else, huh? Talk about usury? Or are they saying something about risk? What is the risk of them getting their money these days? And how many points is that over the prime rate, and the federal funds rate? Well, we'll take a closer look. I looked it up. The prime is 8.5. The federal discount rate, 5.5. The federal funds rate, 5.5. What do we have for the 10-year Treasury? 4.281. And for a 30-year, 4.10. So what do we see here with these rates? What are these rates telling us? Well, obviously short-term rates are higher than long-term rates. It's called an inverted yield curve. And what that is exhibiting is we are in recession, baby. We sure are. Hardcore. Oh, there was a time when there was integrity in the markets before they were all managed, like the bond markets. They're managed. Whether rates go up or down every day, not based on fundamentals, based on policy. Not the market, but policy. Folks, hope you enjoy yourselves. We're about ready for another dip, a la 1990-92, a la, and I'm not meaning the God Allah, I mean Allah, as in a la carte, right, Allah, right, a la carte. Yeah, and we're looking at there 2008, 2009, which really, the only thing that has covered up the total, complete collapse of this country has been the government spending. Keynesian economics. We have a Keynesian economic system where government spending is making up for the private sector, evidently. Okay? But that can only go on for so long. Only so long. And we're at the end of the road, pals. And it's not going to be pretty. When a monetary system comes to its end, it ends in chaos. Okay? I mean, it doesn't have to end in chaos, but the powers that be always want it to end in chaos so that the people are all worked up, they're all upset, they really are distracted, don't know what the hell's going on, and then they do their reset. They've done it over and over and over and over. They've been feeding on countries around the world. Now they're feeding on the United States for quite a while now. Hardcore. You want to read a good book? Read one by Perkins. Confessions of an Economic Hitman. Okay? The United States has been hit hard. In 2007, I can't remember the exact month, I have to look it up when the financial panic happened in 2007, but in a morning meeting on a Monday before that panic, the week of, I raised my hands to the question, did anyone read any good motivational materials or sales book, whatever? It was a Monday morning meeting. Everybody was sitting there at the long table. I raised my hand and I went, I got done reading Manias, Panics, and Crashes by Charles Kindleberger. And the president of the company, his mouth is wet, dropped. And he just kind of laughed it off. But 3 days later, I believe, it could have been 2. Can't recall. I have to look up the date. It all went boom. And that week, pipeline fallouts were incredible. A lot of the newer loan officers in the company lost most of their pipeline because being newer, they had more borderline deals. They were in the subprime. They were doing the no money down 100%, 80-20 loans with a 20% second or 100% finance, no income verification, whatever. It was just kind of crazy. The top of the market. And bammo. I saw people throwing their cell phones down the hallway. They were so pissed off when they lost every deal in their pipeline. That happened to them. So that company was badly injured, like many, and I would say within about 15 months, in the dead of night, without even telling employees, they decided to close and run because they were really worried about all the countrywide fast and easy loans they had closed, particularly with third-party originators, okay, some of which who used to work for the company but went and opened up their own gig, and, they were kind of aggressive, So there was a lot of panic about having to do a buyback. So in the dead of night, a company that I was associated with for 13 years just decided to shut their doors like a fly-by-night company. No forwarding phone number, no forwarding email or anything. I mean, you're talking a website, nothing. And to make things worse, they named the company in such a way where it was almost, it sounded like another company in the same town. They've been in business 20 years already. So clients were calling them looking for people, thinking that they were the new company. It was insane what they did. The company wasn't up and running for 3 months. There were no phones for at least 2. That's what I had to go into 2009 with. That. Plus there was no income. There were no deals. Even if you had a deal that made sense. It was like, they'd be like, I'll give you an example. Take somebody looking to take out, a $200,000 mortgage on a $450 property, okay? Their son lives in it, pays rent, couldn't have it in his name because, he was hit by an illegal alien at a gas pump, had his hip crushed and a leg messed up. He's disabled, okay, but his spouse, who was a teacher, okay, had income. And so you have a $200,000 mortgage. The guy lives in a house worth, I don't know, $1.5 million, whatever, has like maybe a $100,000, equity line on the thing, but paid cash for the entire parcel of land that was like over $1 million, okay? And this schmuck underwriter goes, well, I don't know, he doesn't have a history of rental property. You're like, excuse me? Managing? The guy is a finance administrator for a city. Oh, you see the Schedule E? Or was it the C? Or no, I'm sorry, the Schedule E we'll go with. You see that property? That's commercial property. On the harbor, owned free and clear. I said, does that count? I go, are you people in business to close effing loans or what? That's what it was like in 1990. Okay? Making up rules as they went along. Who knows what they were going to decide. Torture you to death to get a deal. It was just unbelievable. Okay? Those were the conditions that I went into 2009 with. Yeah. So. Been through a couple wars, literally. So it's what it's like with these economic collapses that are not by mistake. They don't just happen.